Oh My Dog with Jack D and Sean Walsh.
Coming up on today's show, we speak to Paddy from Peru author Mirelle Radley. She tells us all about her extraordinary story and book. And we also have proof that Alex Lowe's dog can climb trees. Hi, Sean.
Hi, Jack.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I've had a cold shower, so I'm ready.
Okay, nice one. Last week, you were saying that you should have had a cold shower because you hadn't woken up fully. Not that I didn't notice, to be honest. Did you, Sara?
No, I didn't. Same as usual, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. No, I feel I'm up for it. I'm gung ho. Let's go.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Yeah. Very quickly, have you got hot water in your flat as well? Can you?
We do, yes. What I do is I set a timer for 1 minute at the end of my shower, and I give myself a cold blast for a minute.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that series? You know, what's it with Wim Hof in it? You know,
I did.
Cold plant. Yeah. I had a gag about that, which I've never found a place for, which was I had that Wim Hof come for the weekend, never again, used up all the cold water. I could never find anywhere in the show to put it because it's such a one-liner, really.
That was great. Have you ever Wim Hof'd, you guys, before we dog?
I think I like swimming. I like cold water swimming within reason, but I'm not in it just so I can say, oh, I've been in really cold water today. You know, that I find. And it's like any of those things, isn't it? You know, did you watch those Chinese robots doing the marathon? Did you see them? Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
no, you should check it out. They've done it. They have a marathon for Chinese robots, and I thought how refreshing to actually have something that can do the marathon and then not bang on about it.
Brilliant.
You could just let it do the marathon and switch it off. I have just, I know. I had just run that marathon. Off you go.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you should check that out.
Yeah, I will.
Dogs. Can I?
Good link. What a smooth. What a pro.
Seamless.
Woof. Woof, woof, woof.
Go on then.
I've got Mildred here. I just want to look. What I'm about to tell you is it doesn't. I have to warn you now. I don't know what happened, and you're not going to really know what happened. But I feel that this is the space to bring it up. Yesterday, I took Mildred to a local cafe, and I met my friend Caroline. I mentioned Caroline before. There was a little incident which I'd actually forgotten about. I mentioned it on this very pod, where her dachshund went to kind of go for Mildred.
Oh, that's the story now, is it? Because last time it was they both went at the same time.
Yeah, I've changed my mind now.
Sara's sticking up for dachshunds.
Yeah. Are dachshunds? Is that carrot? I was going to look it up, and I thought actually I'll save it for this. I won't look it up. Are dachshunds quite? Are they like that? Are they a bit kind of? Would they go for other dogs? They don't like other dogs.
It's more a warning off. It's not really they're going to attack.
Yeah.
Well, Mildred and this dachshund do not get on at all.
Oh.
And there was another incident. Very similar thing, except this time I can't remember the dachshund's name. I'm so sorry. But it wasn't on Caroline's lap, so they were level on the floor.
Yeah.
Again, similar thing. We kind of missed it. Do you know what happened? But Mildred was really, really shaken afterwards. Really shaken.
Oh.
To the point where I thought, maybe did she get a nip? And I'm looking for the bite. Is there a bite? And she was shaking. Then I started to wonder, hang on, is this to do with what just happened? Because she looked so shaken up. And then she started reacting. The only way I could do it is if it was a person, would be like if you heard something and you kept thinking you heard something. So she was going, what was that? What was that?
Yeah, she's all
jumpy.
kind of,
and shaking
all out of sorts.
All out of sorts, and got her home, and she got in and she ran straight under the bed. It was so upsetting. And I was trying to get under the bed as Mildred come out. We got lunch out. She wouldn't come out. Then Grace luckily got her out with a bit of beef.
Oh.
And she came out. But I've actually, she seems to have been down since.
Yeah. Oh dear. Is it shaking her confidence?
Thing.
Is the dachshund a boy or a girl?
I will find out for you.
I think that might be something to do with it.
Why? Which one? Because I think, but I think I remembered the dachshund being a girl. But why would that? What do you think?
Well, if it's a boy, it might have said, something to Mildred that she found a bit disturbing. It might have said, I fancy you or something, and she didn't like the idea.
Yeah.
To
go for a walk.
In not so many ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Cigarette.
Unwanted advances. I think the only answer is here, Sean, that you stopped being friends with Caroline.
That's it. Yeah, no more Caroline. But actually, no more. But no more meeting Caroline with dogs. No way.
Oh, dear,
absolutely no way. I don't think. No, I don't think Mildred would like that at all.
Oh.
So yeah.
We definitely need to speak to Simon about that and see if there is a way to kind of acclimatise both of them to each other. And
that's a good thing. We'll ask Simon when he's next on, which hopefully will be soon. We had a follow up from Alex Lowe, who was our guest, wasn't he? Was it last week? I think,
brilliant guest,
or 2 weeks ago, and he was telling us in that interview, as you remember, about his dog was able to climb trees, and I was somewhat sceptical. Yeah. And I was thinking, what is this dog really a dog or not? Should it be taken to Whipsnade and given a happy life there? So, but he's provided evidence apparently. Is that right, Sara?
That's right. I'm going to play you the video.
Okay, people are going to have to watch this on YouTube because I want to see. I haven't seen it yet, but
on Spotify, just look at your phone now if you're listening at Spotify.
Oh my goodness me!
What's up there?
It's absolutely.
Look at this.
What?
No. That is incredible.
That is extraordinary.
Absolutely
I can't believe it.
It's
Sorry.
like a squirrel. That would be such an anxiety to how it gets down.
It's so high.
Remind me of what breed this is.
It's.
Does anyone remember?
I think it's a chimpanzee poo. I think that's what he said.
Can you hear Alex being quite anxious with the whole
can't
thing?
hear the vocal on that, but I will check that out later on. I would be very anxious. This is a really big tree, but wow. And they just kind of to get down, the dog just sort of does that thing of like, okay, just, you're committed. So go, it's like a downhill skier or something on a slalom.
Yes.
Just incredible.
That was
very talented. I've never seen anything like that.
No, never seen anything like that.
Just no fear at all.
No. It's completely normal for it to go up a tree.
If anyone, I doubt there'll be anyone else that has a dog that could do that. But if you do, or even have a dog that does something extraordinary like that, please let us know.
Yeah, but that I have never seen that before. Never seen that before. I reckon there'll be cats watching that, thinking, "How does he do that?"
We've got to move. We've got to get out of here now. So how's Dolly? How's Juniper?
Well, Dolly is very well. She's actually in my office at the moment. She's having a little bit of a kip. I might, because I can't turn the screen around and show you, but what I'll do is I'll take a picture and send it over now so you can see her, because it's rather sweet. Because we were talking last time about helping your dogs get used to having their own bed by putting some clothes there.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Jane had a cardigan on my chair in my office, and this is Dolly now on it.
It's very funny that you've.
So I'm sending that through to you. It's very sweet. I'm almost kind of don't like to intrude by taking photos of her when she's sleeping.
Oh.
I will do the very same thing.
Okay.
Where there we go. Oh, that's so lovely. I've just seen yours, Jack. Oh.
That's very sweet, Mildred. You're lucky that. I know. You're lucky, by the way, that I know. Look at her. Mildred doesn't seem to go for the soft toys, because that can be a problem. They leave them around and they'll rip them up if you're not careful.
No, I mean,
yeah.
no, that's absolutely not a problem. Wilder would not have that.
Yeah.
Absolutely would not have that.
There's Juniper in her bed.
Yeah, oh, cool. Yeah.
But there's no clothes there.
Is there any?
I just wanted to show you because we were talking about dog beds, weren't we? And so I took that picture to show you that's hers.
Did you catch that Mildred is lying on a big pile of my clothes?
Oh, so it is, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's your suit. Sorry, yeah, because yeah.
Her little head popping over the top.
Yeah. It could do with a clean, that suit. Have you seen?
I know.
Blimey.
I knew you would spot that. Yeah.
Well, we've got a great episode coming up, haven't we? Because we've got Mirelle Radley, who is quite a sort of internet star, really, with her book Paddy from Peru, which is an enthralling story about a backpacking trip that completely spiraled when a scruffy little street dog in Peru basically refused to leave her side. And this dog followed her across towns and mountains and ended up changing her life. It's, I think you've read it. I will admit I haven't read it, but you've given us a nice summary of it, haven't you, Sara?
Yes.
And it sounds very poignant as well.
It's a wonderful story, and she's had this great following on Instagram and TikTok, documenting her bringing Paddy back from Peru, because it's been quite the journey. So I'm looking forward to hearing from her.
It's going to be great.
Hello.
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 Very nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me on.
I know that from what Sara has told me, that this whole story came about as a result of, or followed a very difficult time in your life, a really, really stressful time in your life, and to say the very least. And I don't expect you to sort of go into that, but although you do in the book, at what point did you think that this relationship with Paddy was going to be so impactful?
I think I was kind of trying to not be that like cliche that it's like, oh, you know, like the dog does this and all that kind. And I was like, yeah, no, he's just a dog, and everyone keeps, you know, kind of buying into this story. And I think it wasn't really until I'd come home with him and then we moved back home to Sheffield and everything kind of like stopped a bit, that I was a bit like, oh wow, that was like a really sucky time. And I don't think I appreciated kind of how hard it was and how tough I was kind of like struggling to get through stuff, until I kind of like actually stepped out of it and was like, oh, you don't actually have to like feel dead inside. Sometimes you could like, you know, enjoy things.
Just go back to the beginning of when you met Paddy and how he started following you around.
Yeah. So I was traveling in Peru and I had just stopped at the accommodation. We were staying at the mountains and we'd dropped our bags off, had a little mooch, and I was sitting in the hammock reading my book. And then I felt this kind of like nudging on my hammock and thought it was my cousin who I was traveling with, like messing about. And I kind of ignored it the first time because I thought it was him. And I was like, I'm reading, like, leave me alone. Then I looked over to be like, knock it off. And I was like, oh, there was just this little dog looking at me like, hello, I'm going to play with you now. You're going to play with me. And I was like, okay, that's unexpected. There was lots of dogs there, but they mostly just kind of did their own thing. There wasn't very many of them that would like really go out of their way to come up to you. If you wanted to go and like pet them, a lot of them would kind of tolerate that, but very few would like run up to you and be like, hello person, let's play. Like you would if you know, in a park and there was somebody's pet dog might run up to strangers for excitement. But a lot of the street dogs, they're kind of living their lives and they're a little bit wary. But he was so like adamant we were playing, and I was a bit like, oh, okay, like, hi, strange stray dog, like, do you live here? What's happening? Then he just was like, yeah, I'm going to live with you now, so make it happen.
And were you a dog person when this was happening?
Yeah, I've always been a big, like, animal lover. I have, like, a family dog at home, and I have horses and stuff. My degrees are all in like animal health, but I hadn't had that like dog of my own as like a young adult, because I'd been in uni and then I started my job and I was like, oh, it was never the right time. I thought about getting one the year prior, and then I fractured my back and stuff, and that kind of all got like put on hold. It's like, we'll get back to that later.
Well, it's an incredible coincidence that, you know, you're studying animal health and working in that, and then this dog kind of approaches you.
Yeah, he was, I think some people kind of like, a lot you get, you know, strange comments on things online, and some people kind of had this idea that I'd gone up to a stray dog and was like, I'm going to take you home with me, and like took him into the I was really trying to not be a part of this situation. I was like, no, you live here. Continue. And he was like, yes. Oh, no, I'm coming with you.
It's almost like he'd read your CV and thought, oh, she'll do. Yeah. I'm going to make friends with her. She's great.
Yeah. Definitely.
And then you were traveling around. Did it literally just turned up again?
He just, wouldn't leave. So whenever we would go down into the village, because we were kind of up, so maybe like a mile kind of up from the center of the village, we would walk down to get like food or whatever from the little shops, ice cream or dinner. He would kind of come with us and then just come back again. And every time I was like, well, he'll probably, like carry on doing whatever he was doing before. And he just kept being like, yeah, are we done? Okay, yeah, we're going back. And there was one point where we went to the busy square, and it's like, it was Easter weekend. There's moto taxis, cars, everything all over the place. Yeah. Other stray dogs and stuff. And we were in this square. I never put a lead on him. He never had, because I was like, no. Be free, Yeah. And I was like, I'll stay out here with him so that he's not like trying to come into the shop. And Adam, my cousin, was like, you stay and like look after her, and I'll just be back when we're going to the shop. And he was like, cool. Just sat down like at my feet, and I was like, okay, are you just trying to get like a movie or something? Is somebody pranking me? Is this just like, yeah.
Your cousin said very quickly, that's your dog.
Yes.
Did he just have a sense about it?
I think so. He just likes to just push me in situations that then he can just kind of like enjoy. Because if it went good or bad, he'd get, a little bit of fun out of it either way.
Could I ask, was there a moment, can you remember, where it kind of crossed over from, oh, it's funny, this dog is following us, isn't this quite cute, to there's a I think there's some sort of situation here.
Yes, definitely. So we'd got like a trek booked up to the mountains on some horses. So I got some meat with some bones in to just kind of like give him, to distract him. So we would go. I knew it was going to be several hours. I was like, I don't need to try and follow. It's hot in the middle of the day. So I kind of gave him a long lasting food to keep him busy, and then thought, then he'll continue whatever he was doing before I arrived. And we did the trek. And as we came back down on the horses, it just so happened to come past the front gates of the property we were staying in. There was kind of a long bit of grass before the little cabin, and he was still sitting there, and he kind of like looked up and was like, oh yeah, and then just like bolted after us. And I was like, firstly, why are you still here? Secondly, how do you know it's me on the top of a horse wearing like a little cowboy hat? Like, what is this? And he was like, yeah, cool, like, okay. And then we lost him for a little bit, and I was like, oh no, like this is good. He's probably doing the thing. But there was this like voice in my head that like, well, he followed you down here thinking you're coming this way. And now what if he's stressed looking for you because he was trying to come with you where you were taking the ponies back? And I was like, oh, we went back to the cabin. He wasn't there. And I was trying to just be like, it's fine. Like, he's probably fine. And then Adam kept being like, should we go and look for your dog then? And I was like, no, I'm sure he's fine. Like, maybe we just go down to the square, and like, we need to get food anyway. So like, if we see him, then as long as he's like fine, then that's good. So we went back into the square to get food anyway. And Adam saw him like around the back of some of the food vendors, kind of like just sniffling around looking for scraps. And then he saw Adam and came like wandering over to him. And then Adam was like, oh, she's over there. And he just like bolted across the square. And I was like, okay. And like, you don't know me. Like, what is that?
It just sounds like it was clearly he knew that you were the one, didn't he?
Yeah, he just decided.
Sorry to interrupt, just quickly, a reminder that myself, Jack and Sara are now on patreon.com. So if this isn't enough for you, you can sign up and become a member at patreon.com/OMD pod, where we will go off lead. That's the name. Oh My Dog goes off lead, where we kind of go off topic, away from dogs, and we chat about what you want to talk about, or we just catch up, and it's a lot of fun. People seem to be really enjoying it. So there's a little link in the episode description. Just tap that, sign up, and we'll see you there. Back to the episode. And you named him, of course.
Yeah, Adam named him, and then I was like, well, you've done it now, really, haven't you? So
Paddy being short for Paddington rather than Patrick.
Yeah,
of course, Paddington from Peru.
He's from Peru. He needed somebody to look after him.
Of course.
Makes perfect sense. But then what happened when it came to leaving Peru? You must have been very torn by having to do that.
Yeah, that really sucked. I mean, I was very fortunate in that I managed to get in touch with Emily, who runs a charity out there, and she kind of told me the options and what to do. Unfortunately, one of the options of places he could stay was somebody she knew personally, and it was a house rather than a kennel, because there are options where you can leave them in like a boarding kennel, but that felt not right. for me, given that he's been on the streets. I'm just going to put him in a kennel in a strange place for 4 months.
Yeah.
So I drove him to this lady's house, and we had to like bribe a taxi driver and like shove him in this taxi, and then get to this place and was like, can you look after this dog? Hello, strange lady. I'm going to give you some money and hope that you don't scam me, and you're going to look after this dog that I'm giving you. Like absolute blind trust, but no other option, because I wasn't there. I had to leave. There was no options left. So yeah, we dropped him off, and he was quite stressed when we dropped him off because there were so many other dogs. He was very intuitive with the way that she handled the dogs and stuff. Though she was like, this one is the boss, and she will come out and like assess him, and then if like she'll say he's fine, and then the pack will just accept him, which is what happened. But he was very like, oh, this is a lot. And then he was like scratching at the gate when I was trying to leave, trying to like get out the gate.
And I was like, heartbreaking.
That's so hard. So hard. Just to go back a step, Mirelle, what was the point where you thought, okay, this is a friend for life. I've got to look after this dog. I need to get him back with me. And
I think especially because he was so keen to interact, which was unusual. And then when I did let him inside to stay in the cabin, because I was like, well, you're not going to sleep outside. You can sleep in here with me. And you could hear the dogs at nighttime, like the like street dogs fighting. And it's really loud. He would get a bit like worried and crawled under the bed when he could hear them like barking and fighting. He's just like not very tough. He was just like, I'm going to like hide under here and sleep under the bed. And I was just like, oh. And Adam kept being like, he runs up to every single dog that he sees, like trying to get, like, he's going to get himself bit, because he just is like a friend and hasn't really got that like knocked out of him yet. And if I leave him here, okay, he probably will get knocked out of him and live, but he'll be, a bit scarred from it.
Yeah. How long was, and sorry, I may have missed this, but how long was it between you first meeting Paddy and that day when you had to meet the woman to ask her to look after Paddy?
Not many at all. It was literally like 4 days. We had very little amount of time there. But yeah, there was just, it kind of became apparent very quickly that and now knowing, since I took him home and everything kind of blew up on social media, other people reached out to me and they were like, we saw that dog. He hiked with us. So they were hiking and they came across mountains several days hike away. He joined them in the middle of the mountains, hiked with them to the village where I found him. And I thought, oh, you left him there, and that's why he was a bit confused. No, they paid a guide to drive him back to where they found him, who did do it because he sent them a photo as proof.
Yeah, that's nice.
He's hiked back again by himself, I think, to get, because I was in the village where they left him. So it had been 2 weeks.
Unbelievable.
Seen him, so he'd hiked all the way back, and some of them they sent me pictures on. It wasn't a hike. They had like helmets, climbing gear, like sheer cliff faces. There's some crazy pictures of that. So I think he was looking for them, and that's why he was a bit lost, and he didn't have like friends there or like an area or territory. No, it was like, oh, people were nice to me, but you can't blame them for leaving. Who takes a dog from Peru? They had to go and live their life.
Yeah. Yes. So what was the plan that you hatched? Do you think, okay, I'm gonna get Paddy looked after until I can come back and get him? Is that basically it?
Yeah, that's kind of ended up being what happened. I wasn't, at that point when I left him, I was like, I know that it is possible. Don't know, because Emily had said it is possible, but it's like there's a bunch of red tape and you kind of have to figure out a way to do it, but it is physically possible. So I kind of dropped him off and was like, and I also knew there was going to need to be kind of a wait period of time for all the blood tests and the rabies stuff and all of that before he would be allowed in the UK anyway. Yeah. We had to stay there, and then I kind of had to just finish my travels while I just had this like looming like clock ticking in my head, and then get home and be like, okay, how does a person get like a dog from Peru to the UK? Figure out a plan, and then have a million backup plans, because all of the plans kept then like falling in on themselves, and like language barriers and confusion on all parts.
So had you gone back to the UK and then you flew back to Peru, or what was it while you were still there? Did you arrange for Paddy to be flown out, or?
No, I ended up going back to get him. You can get them, like, that was an option to get him like shipped out, but I figured that would kind of end up being the best plan for him. So you have to wait for, it's like you can't do it in any more than like 120 days, I think it is, because it takes 90 days of wait period to make sure they definitely don't have rabies, and you have to have 3 weeks before that. So it's a long period of time that he wouldn't have been able to leave anyway. So then when all that had kind of fallen into place and we got everything confirmed, we had a date, then I kind of booked stuff to go back out and get him. And then we went on like a bit of an obscure route to make it so that he could like get into the UK, because it's not easy. So the easiest route ended up being like via Colombia, then France, then to the UK.
Right. So does the quarantine happen in the country of origin?
Yeah, fortunately, it's not like quarantine that you'd think, like isolation. It's purely just you have to give them the rabies vaccine, and then they have to have a blood test to show that it's worked, that they have antibodies against it.
Yeah.
But you then have to have a wait period just in case they had
it in the first place
before you vaccinated them, because rabies stays latent in the body for like 3 months. So it's just purely to show there's no rabies signs. That's for it. So fortunately, didn't have to be like quarantined.
They have to be observed,
And so did you fly through all of those countries with Paddy?
We flew, to France and then drove from France to the UK, because flying directly into the UK is really difficult. So that's how we ended up flying into France and driving.
Oh, I see.
And I don't know, we don't want to just end up talking about red tape, but do you know why it's so difficult to get dogs back?
I don't know why. Everybody I spoke to about it was like, don't even bother. Just go into Europe and drive through. Like, they were just like, it's honestly not.
Really?
Don't even bother. It's really difficult.
We do know there's a thing about when people like to take their dogs to Europe on holiday with them. We do know that since Brexit, it's been made more difficult to get the dogs back into the UK. Yeah. It's easy to get them out, but it's harder to get them back in.
Yes, which was one of the hurdles. We ended up getting stuck in France for 3 days because partly because they'd made a mistake in Peru on the paperwork. They'd put the wrong date. They'd put his microchip date as wrong, which invalidated everything because which I was like, I don't even know where they got that date from. It was so that screwed it up, and then it was like trying to get the paperwork corrected, and also because of the what you mentioned, the worming tablet you have to have in Europe to go across. I'd not accounted for the time difference. So by the time we'd got here and the time zone had changed because they do it to the hour, he had technically, it was then invalid because of the time zone change. So his tablet was invalid.
It's like planes, trains and automobiles.
Honestly,
or something.
And I went to like a French vet and was like, this worming tablet is the issue. I'll get the paperwork fixed. I can get it you. When they're awake in Peru, they'll send it over. Can you just give me the worming tablet to start the 24-hour countdown clock? And then I'll bring you the paperwork and we can get it all signed like as soon as they're awake. And he was like, no, not doing anything until you have all the paperwork. And I was like,
oh no,
I just need a worming tablet. So that's how I ended up getting stuck, because at that point I'd been awake for like 32 hours and I was like, I'm going to throw things. So I need to sleep.
Absolutely.
Insane. And during that time, are you able to interact with Paddy and sort of see him and reassure him? Are you able to sort of keep him?
Yeah. He was with us. He was good. He took everything like a champ. We had a small incident on the way out of Peru to like the mountains into Cusco where he did get travel sick. I thought like an hour and a half was enough time for food. It was not. And so I caught some vomit for a little bit, and then the second time it happened, there was no catching that. It was just just pay the taxi man a lot of money and be like, please don't not take anyone else with the dogs in future just because my dog happened to be sick. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mirelle, you've got such a following on Instagram and TikTok as well. I've been following you for a while. Was that all happening in real time? And what was it like to have that support of everybody, invested in the story of you getting Paddy back?
Yeah, I think it really helped in that 4-month gap in the middle where, especially for a lot of that time, like nothing was happening because I was waiting. You had to wait so long for the rabies results. Nothing was happening. It was kind of nice to have that, like, still making it feel like it was a real thing. And then everybody was getting invested when we were kind of doing the countdown. I think that's what really kind of got people invested because it was like live happening. Then there was this like countdown every day. I did a little chalkboard that like I updated the numbers every day, and people kind of really loved seeing that. And then, because then there was just like one thing after another when we got out there, people were kind of like seeing it unfold and how like the dramas that just kind of kept coming, they really kind of got behind it. But yeah, it definitely added a lot of pressure as well, because I was like, Christ, I need to really make like, if this all goes wrong, so many people are going to be really mad because I've been like, I'm going to go get this dog. And then be like, nah, they literally just won't let us in, guys. I'm going to have to live in France because I can't get back home.
You mentioned that he obviously, being a street dog, he didn't have a lead and didn't have a collar and all those things. Any kind of remaining street dog type traits that you can see in Paddy that you can't see in other dogs? Yeah, he walks well on the lead, but he doesn't love like the fact that, like, if he's like feels a bit restrained by it, you can still see he's a bit like annoyed by that whole thing. So he's quite good like with recall and stuff, and he still kind of doesn't understand why he can't like run up to every dog that he sees like he would do on the street, which was definitely going to end up getting him killed at one point or another. And
he finds that animals in the UK very different, because in Peru, where he's from, was very arid. There was like very few birds, never mind anything else. So all of like the insects and like squirrels are the most mind-boggling thing.
Gosh.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, and perhaps it's a difficult question to put on you, but do you think, what was it about you that Paddy chose? Why he chose you specifically?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's probably just had many years of like evolutionary evolving to manipulate white women that come as tourists, because they're like, you've heard on the grapevine. You guys will do anything. It has this look, I think. It's just like, years. That's what I think it mostly is. Yeah, the years of evolution. He does this like look in the puppy dog eyes, and you can just see like a little bit of the whites of his eyes, and it's just like this saddest look.
Yeah. Well,
and you just can't help but do it.
Fair enough. And so with this amazing following, oh no,
I can't.
So beautiful.
He's like a dog from a movie, isn't he? He's really very handsome. So you with this great following on TikTok and Instagram, and people fully kind of invested in the story already. It's very well documented.
Yeah.
How did the book come about? Did someone approach you? Did you?
Yeah.
Right.
Lots of people kept saying, "Oh, you should make this a book. You should make this a book." And I was like, "Yeah, like that would be amazing." I don't really know how I go about doing that.
No.
And then I got an email from one of the publishers at HarperCollins, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know if you know about us, or if you've had any other approaches." And I was like, "Actual HarperCollins? I read books. I read a lot of books. Like, yes, I know who you are. Like, this is very exciting." So I was like, "Yeah, that would be amazing." So I was all up for that, and then just kind of was like, right, I actually have to write the book now, so I should probably start doing that.
And how did that go? Did you enjoy the process?
I did. It was very intense. They had very tight deadlines, because they wanted to get it out kind of this time of year. So I started writing it started a little bit in the kind of beginnings of November. We started doing some bits, and then like December and January were just like manic, and it was just very intense to get it all in, so that it was kind of on time, because they wanted to get it out in America as well. So it meant that deadline was short, because they have a longer time to get stuff published. So it was very tight, but I did enjoy it. For sure. It was very fun.
And
you've done a great job with the book. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
The book is called Paddy from Peru, and by all accounts, a very good read. You could almost probably make a documentary out of all the footage that you've got though online.
Yeah.
Do you think you could do? There he is.
Yeah, we've got.
Don't listen to Jack's. Jack's thinking small time. Don't listen to Jack. You want to go Netflix movie? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that would be the dream. Yeah, that would be so cool if they can make his little story into a movie. There's so much there as well. There's so you can see in the book every single day when I was talking to Ada about writing the book and stuff, and she was like, don't worry if you're feeling like you're not going to meet the word count. I was like, you're going to have to cut stuff, because there's so many things on each day. There's no way that, and you're going to think I've made stuff up. You're going to think I'm writing this in to be add to the drama. I swear every single thing in that is exactly how it happened, as it happened. And it's just writes itself, to be honest, because there were so many things. Every single time you turn, it was like, right, well, you think this is happening? No, here's something else. And now you're going to be stuck in it. And then you have to run through the Colombian airport. Off you go.
Mirelle, you did have, the start of the book, it's really harrowing what you went through. A lot of loss. You lost your brother, you lost a friend, you broke your back.
Yeah.
I just wanted to find out from you how Paddy has changed your life.
Yeah. From a physical perspective of that, being able to write a book and stuff like that, and those kinds of things, and that sort of thing has changed so much, and getting that opportunity is amazing. So not knowing those kind of trajectories and stuff, and having that excitement is really cool. I really love that side of it, but more just that it's really difficult to be sad or grumpy or in a mood, or if you're a bit sad and I'm just gonna doom scroll for a bit, you get 20 minutes and then he's like, I feel like you should stop now and pet me and do something fun. And just having that extra kind of he's a very excitable dog, but he's so well behaved as well that he likes to play, but then he's got a really good off switch. But so then he'll be like, okay, you've had some rest now, let's go and do something fun. And then you can do something fun and take him the fun places. And also having that feeling wanting to show him the world and do the fun things, that there's no reason why I couldn't have been oh, well, maybe I just want to go on a little adventure and just see stuff on my own, because I'm more than happy to kind of go on adventures on my own. But you're like, oh, well, I want to show him stuff, so I'll take him to do things, and then by proxy I get to go as well. So kind of doing that stuff has been good for me, I think, for sure.
It's really funny seeing him there. He's completely oblivious to the whole drama that's been around getting him to where he is. A book written about him. He's I don't know what the fuss is about. It's great.
Yeah, a little bit like because there was a period in Cambridge where when we first moved back, where I think because they'd put like in the local news, so he got recognised quite a lot. So then when we kind of like moved back, and like he wouldn't get so much attention, and he'd be a bit like, we've been in this cafe and nobody has come and said hello to me. Like, what is happening?
Seann knows that feeling.
It's the ego. It's like it takes the ego, isn't it? So
it hurts. And you're now helping other dogs too with their journey.
Yes. So we raised more than money I needed. I made like kind of a GoFundMe to kind of help with the cost of getting him back and stuff. And it just went mental. And I was like, I'm not going to need all of this. I want to do something good with it and kind of pay it forward. So I spoke to Emily, who was running the charity, and was like, what can I help you with? Thinking she'd probably say like vet bills or something. And she was like, we have this dog, Millie, who like she nearly got poisoned. She's been dumped on the streets twice, and she doesn't get on well with the other female dogs. So she has to live in isolation. And she's really connected with this volunteer who's been and stayed out with us. I would love to send her home to Germany. Like, can we use it for that? And I was like, absolutely. Like, whatever you think is best, that's what we'll do with it. So we used it to get Millie home to her mum in Germany. And then we had a little bit left still from that. And we started the process with a couple of other dogs. And then we just did another round of fundraising to just get the last bits of that. So we've now got Ollie, Todd and Dove home as well. So that's like 4 extra dogs.
Amazing.
That have all got, got their people and gotten the homes that they deserve, because some of their stories have been really hard compared to Paddy. He lived on the streets and he was kind of hungry, but some of their stories have been really, really brutal.
Yeah. So are there actually established charities that help with repatriating dogs or getting them out of the country?
Where Emily is, she's kind of like fighting the battlefront on her own, where there's not many in that. I think she's the only one for a real good radius in that area. And most of the work she does obviously is, like helping them, and she'll try and rehome ones that they can rehome there and stuff. But the kind of attitude they have to dogs out there is very different. And even their pet dogs are just free roaming on the streets. And that's why their overpopulation is so massive, because they're not spayed and neutered, and they just breed because they just let them all run together. They're not vaccinated, so they all end up with like distemper and you have parvo. And it's really difficult. And there's not the same ability how like in Greece they have that program with cats where you can like kidnap them, neuter them and put them back. Like there's not that kind of thing there yet, and they've really got a long way to go to kind of improve the general welfare of the animals there, especially with owned pets as well, not just kind of the ones that live on the street. So she's really kind of doing a lot to kind of get the standard of care up and help with what she can. She takes in the most severe cases, because if she took in any dog there's just not enough space. So she takes in the ones that she's got many with like missing limbs, that are blind, they've been paralyzed, and so those are the ones she takes because they would be dead if they were still on the streets, and that's what she kind of has to take. But then if she has volunteers come in that really bond with one of the dogs, and we had one, Ollie, who his whole back end was like shattered and he had to be reconstructed, and his legs like function now, but he nearly lost his legs. And she managed to get somebody who like really bonded with him and wanted to take him. And he really kind of struggles with the mental side of things, having to been with so much. He really needs that one-on-one person. And so he was one of the ones we've now kind of gotten home. And it's really nice to be able to pay it forward as well, because everybody loves Paddy's story and he's really cute and it's amazing, but he's no more deserving than any other dog that there is out there. And there's so much more that we can do. And if I'm able to do these like small things and this good can come of it, that those 4 dogs now are able to kind of like be living in a much better life than they ever would have been able to, then that's amazing.
Well, well said, and we'll put all the relevant links in the episode description as always. Now, we won't let you go without asking the question we ask everyone on the show, and that is, do you let Paddy kiss you on the mouth area?
Like there, not there.
Okay, kind of
not,
cheek nearby.
I've seen that dog like eat squirrels and stuff. I seen him eat a rotting cow carcass when I first picked him up in Peru. He was just not going anywhere.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I think that's a fairly good reason for not letting him, but that's great. We get all kinds of different answers, and that's not such an unusual one. I can tell you, Mirelle. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us and telling us the story. It's absolutely incredible, and good luck with your continued success with the book. But also,
brilliant. Sounds absolutely brilliant.
As you go forward and you're able to advise people and help them, I'm sure we'll hear more of your story as well over the months and years.
And I can do a bit of acting, so if it turns into a film, I'm very happy to play your cousin.
Can you do Canadian accent? How's the Canadian accent?
Canadian.
He's Canadian.
Give me some time. Okay. Give me some time.
Honestly, give him the right money. He'll dress up as a dog for you. He'll be playing Paddy.
I'll let you pitch that to Netflix. Put yourself a little dog suit or something, and we'll see what we'll get from there.
Thank you. And when Jack says the right money, he means any money. Thank you, Mirelle.
Thank you, Mirelle. It's brilliant.
Thanks so much, Mirelle.
Good stuff. Oh, brilliant.
Fantastic.
What a good shout. Well done, Sara. That's great.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Amazing
really
story.
That. Stories. What? I mean, I was absolutely captivated. It sounds brilliant. It would make a brilliant, kind of touching comedy with a kind of planes, trains, and automobiles feel.
I mean, that's got. I think that's got movie deal written all over it, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Oh, very much.
And we know who's going to be in it now. So, Seann, how did you get this part? I shamelessly plugged myself at the end of an interview.
You gotta do what you gotta do in this town.
Is Jack in it? No, he's not. Because he didn't show enough willing,
You snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
What a brilliant interview that was. Such an extraordinary story, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't she lovely as well? What a brilliant person.
Yeah, really. Yes. I was thinking while we were talking to her, since doing Oh My Dog, that through this, I feel I've met so many extraordinary people who are just absolutely.
Thanks, Jack.
Not least of which is you, Sara. But we've got and Seann, of course.
Absolutely. That's going on my poster. Extraordinary, Jack D.
that could be read both ways. But no, we've met so many amazing people, haven't we, who've got these stories, and they're just so dedicated to this one thing, and these dogs who end up having wonderful lives as a result. And she mentioned Ollie as well. I saw the clip of the on Instagram of the dog had a shattered rear leg and was put together again and is able to have a nice life as a result. So these little things that go on all the time are just, it's heartwarming, isn't it?
Yes.
It really is.
Very much so.
Well, thank you very much for listening to Oh My Dog, and we hope that you've enjoyed taking a deep dive with us into our love of dogs.
Yes, and please go and subscribe to us on Spotify and YouTube, and sign up for our newsletter as well, all of which can be found at our website, omdpods.com. If you want to get in touch with us and you want to be on our Friday episode, bark back. You can email us at hello@omdpod.com and find us on Instagram at omdpod. Don't forget, sorry, Jack, before you sign off, that we are also now on Patreon. If this isn't enough content for you, there's more where we go off topic or off the lead, as it were. Go to patreon.com/OMDpod, and the three of us will be talking everything but dogs.
Yeah. Well, sometimes dogs get mentioned, but we've expanded out to talk about the rest of the universe. And don't forget to give us a 5-star review as well, wherever you get your podcast. It really helps if you've got time to do that. And remember, a dog is for life, not just for podcasts.
All right, I'm going to call the agent.
Straight to voicemail.
Oh dear.